It's February 23rd, 2025, and it's a Monday. Happy Twin Peaks Day or Days, also February 24th, as you know, to everyone. The middle sky clear, but also cloudy in the sky. There's summer, and also the message is mainly after Brazil, late morning, Brazil, 11:55, so 5 minutes of noon, 16 Fahrenheit, 16 Celsius. This is really cold. This is cold. Ilse classificatie rosso mentre prima senza essere corso diverso sarebbe solo non rimanere ci cavolo questo non quello cioè io cosa dire I'm sure trovare sia del mio insieme così questo studiate sometimes fa qualcosa perché ti dico tutto ciò io so si può entrare per separare questo rimettere film da dire noi sono di calibration non so quello spiega di YouTube esame fa quello spiega di YouTube tu sai che lo software le persone che ti ho sono adesso mi si dice classificatie se io delle vise test for me può essere anche un genere in copiare better obviously it's a goal it's winter particularly last 2 weeks really good trasmettere extra mid con service better 2 points spare benissimo quindi si deve remove smith such a place vabbè 2 points da police short spent freedom where it's pushing as much for thanks to 2 points 7 years also fight for the goal then for this really test from last year but also second aspect consiste pratica nelle crisi in genere in fact apart from last year I didn't remember winter la crisi su si è free aspects perché try to fight goal through 6 points la crisi in genere for me temper we can see also the condition situation si could do some of these things si could not for several people famous institutions judgment to me but this from really sure I think of that for example think of sharp cut the showers it's pretty possible general people do the showers rather than depends on them see but see today nowhere I think I can say some things that just it's good but it's still for can be it's not sure se fare no praticamente più minuti perché 3 parole non so se ripete 6 gesti before 6 it practice but the important thing was atmosphere strategy waiting just before today beautiful Buscare questa scena che sostenere ma io devo venire a fare attività vabbè se abbiamo di parole si sbatte quel camazzono però non tiriamo ma consideriamo in video consideriamo tu non avevi leave them from for other 6 hours no 5 hours and 5 hours and a half for 40 minutes so more questo vogliamo emphasis competitive fashion well so there is the new growth is so diverse and also is this fact the new incentives with the quota because solo for the fact that we have it is supporting and reading it's about 2 years and also this beauty per the budget also the visible near enemy also always visible for me better incentive initiative attivamente di immagine la sega dico riuscite con questa attività mi ha detto in generale visible se inglese non mettere si shot se si può dire and finally grabbing the key with an check 640 PG that's what fare also si chiede su me shot beh stiamo di people from Johnny forse anche se ripeto provare solo una mese ma su skins and finally at the back today it's in general I also but I get also slightly late come si late or from us so we can go to the direction the man per salvare per la seconda scendi stato vita finita ne parte mai di che tu giusti per la finca te devo dire non so mai stesso dai I really repeat close slightly or late in general as regard my perspective is slightly late as regard just before that. 11:55. But I leave the thing at the show, see members that it's away, also the way, first one with the soul, and we like, and that's we always to say. Recognize is also most things before. Absolutely. And vi försöker già se non shot för så vi det kommer för att biscuits att en particolare dentro è dove si drink asiga milk not only when si hit the coffee così altri si shots also the squid chocolate fact is one of the fact shot fact non ha un shot and within it also the fact that the basic breakfast was not make a bomb. And the other thing is about resilience factor. Even if what the second thing is about resilience factor, and if there are other beautiful serious of the Italian serious, for me this is a second position because at the best position the palm Italian serious, but I do believe because they are really super. Tomorrow, I suppose, if I don't die. If I can not tomorrow to live up, I'm already see.